What is up, San Antonio Spurs fans? Welcome to TSR Sports. Guess who's in the news again? I know it's these weird odd stats, but still Josh Primo again joining Hall of Famers with an impressive stat. If you're not aware, Josh had 5 points last night. That's not the big part of it, not the part of him helping the Spurs come back against the Suns, even though they lost at the end. But he had 3 steals and 4 blocks last night, showing off some impressive defensive skills that I was not aware he had. Let's take a look at the article. While I'm talking about this, drop a comment down below. Are you really starting to get on the hype train even more with Josh Primo? We've seen the offense, but now we're seeing the defense. The G League is really helping develop this 18-year-old into something, to someone who may be just me special someday. Hit that thumbs up if you like sports channel and subscribe for more Spurs content. Let's get into the article from Air Alamo. And there's our boy right there. Literally, our boy. He's 18, doing his thing. What's going on? Seems like every day the San Antonio Spurs play Josh Primo for decent minutes, he makes some kind of history. Yes, Primo's age is mostly to credit for what he's accomplishing, but the variety of ways the 18-year-old is making an imprint with the Spurs at such an early age is incredibly impressive. The last time he played for more than just garbage time minutes, Primo joined Kobe Bryant, Tracy McGrady, and LeBron James as the fourth youngest player ever to make multiple threes in a game. And I know some of you said, whatever, that's a weird stat, that's clickbaity. Hey, it's something. It's something for a Spurs fan to hold on to. We just came off a 4-game winning streak. The team looks like they're starting to come together. Now we got this young gun down in Austin that's starting to get some minutes here from the bench, and he's got me excited. So anyway, what's this other new stat coming up? In a season-high 18 minutes against the defending Western Conference champions, Josh Primo joined some more Hall of Famers in an unexpected way once again, posting as many blocks as the entire Phoenix Suns team. His 4 blocks made him the third youngest player in NBA history with that many or more in a single game. Here he is, the SWAT leader, Josh Primo, at 18 years and 347 days, the third youngest after Tracy McGrady and Dwight Howard. What makes this even more impressive is Josh, I believe, is 6'6", correct me if I'm wrong. Trace, T-Mac, and Dwight Howard, both 6'10", or north of that. So our guy, our 6'6" guy, throwing down the no, no, no. I like what I'm seeing from Josh Primo. And I do agree with this, by the way. To close out my short video today, the San Antonio Spurs will keep benefiting from playing Josh Primo. With his defensive performance, Primo showed he can bring more than just flashy offensive possessions, even in limited minutes. Beyond joining Hall of Fame Tracy McGrady and future Hall of Famer Dwight Howard, true, with his blocks, he also tied Evan Mobley and Scotty Barnes for rookie blocks in a game this season. Those two have played 711 and 784 minutes to Primo's 44. Primo's 3 steals to pair with his blocks also put him even in rare company. And this is just a weird stat. Just you know how they make weird stats, so you just kind of fit into that category. Only 2 18-year-olds ever in NBA history with 4+ blocks and 3+ steals in a game. Dwight Howard in 2004, Josh Primo tonight. Pop says, I thought he was excellent for such a young guy starting to learn in the NBA. Pop said after the game, after playing Primo for a season-high 12 minutes and a win last Monday, Coach Pop played his rookie for 18 minutes against Phoenix. The result was a roll in a furious comeback by the Spurs bench that almost resulted in a win against a team tied for the best record in the league. With Devin Vassell likely to return to the court soon, we might see Primo reduced back to his regular role of getting spot minutes every few games. True story. After all, he said himself that playing in Austin has been helpful toward his development, and that's the number one thing with Joshua Primo this year is his development. While we want to see him on the court, we've got to have him develop. That being said, and I agree with this right here, but if Lonnie Walker continues to be underwhelming, and I hate saying that, but if Lonnie continues to underwhelm, I don't think any of us will be surprised to see Josh Primo start to get some of Lonnie's minutes, if maybe not all of them or most of them, by the end of the season. He's showing us a lot of stuff right now, Spurs. And while we talked about the previous 2 3-pointers and the steals and blocks, one thing that I want to close on that really impressed me is Joshua Primo's first shot was an air ball. It was a 3-point air ball. Didn't phase him. The next 3-pointer he made, bucket. And that's for an 18-year-old to just come back out there and fire that shot up confidently and then play the defense he's been playing, that he played last night against a very, very good Phoenix Suns team, obviously one of the best in the NBA. They close this article with saying the Spurs might have drafted someone very special, and I think we're starting to see that. I don't want to believe the hype too much, Spurs fans. I don't want to get too overexcited. And obviously, I'm not advocating for him to start right now or be the primary option off the bench, but I see something. I see something that we didn't see in Luka Samanic. I see just a ton of potential. And I never really thought of him as, a two-way player. But last night's got me going, you know what? if he keeps developing like this, if he put the offense and defense together, because I think the Spurs team, if we're going to win games, and I think moving forward in the future, it's going to be a strong defensive team. That's what got us to the promised land years ago with David Robinson, Tim Duncan, Kawhi Leonard. We've always had great two-way players, and we don't have. Well, John Murray really starting to join that club. I don't know if he would get a nod for All NBA defensive team. If he does, then he'd be back in that two-way club. But when I think of the Spurs, I always think of great two-way players like the three guys I mentioned. Maybe DeJounte Murray can get back into that mix this year. He's been playing like an all-star. But if Joshua Primo can end up being a great two-way player, and let's not forget Devin Vassell either, might have a lot more going for this team than we realize. And Derek White and Jakob Poeltl are no slouches either. So I think moving forward, the key to this Spurs team winning games is just having players that can play both ends of the floor, which is why I feel, unfortunately, Don McDermott and Bryn Forbes don't really fit long-term with the team's goals. They'll be three-point shooting, which the team desperately needs. But if Josh Primo becomes the guy we think he can from beyond the arc, and if Devin Vassell, once he's healthy, can still start nailing some threes, I think Doug and Bryn will be gone at some point, either next season, after the contract expires, or maybe even trade before that. But anyway, Spurs fans, I want to close this up with, and I'm sorry I keep saying close things up, but let me close up for real here. What are you really feeling about Josh Primo? I'm excited. I'm trying not to leave the hype, but there is something special there. And while I didn't like the draft pick originally, last night just really showed me a different aspect of his game I didn't know he had. I had already done some defensive good things in Austin, but now seeing it with my own eyes makes me go, we just might have something special here. And he's 18. He's only going to get better. And that's good for us as a Spurs fan. I'll be live tonight for the Spurs against the Knicks. It'll be a back-to-backer, so hopefully they're not too tired out after that game against the Suns. And hopefully we can get back to our winning ways, and then we'll finish the week up with 2 games against the Nuggets. That's odd. But anyway, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. And as always, go Spurs, go!